They got Dolly. Oh my God. They got Dolly.
And the interviewer blatantly asked me, do you think Black Lives Matter? I said, are you serious? Of course Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's like, who do we think we are? We are all important. Everybody matters. Blacks, whites, I mean, it doesn't matter. We're all God's children, in my mind. And I mean, for somebody to blatant, what are you going to say? No, they don't matter. Well, of course Black Lives Matter. It did not come from any kind of a political thing or any kind of a movement or any of that. But my heart is open to everybody. And of course, we all matter. So, I mean, I don't have any apologies to make for anybody. I love everybody.
I want to play more of great things she said about groups of people.
If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. And you should be allowed to be, you know, how you are and who you are. I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. I think we should be accepting and loving.
What is the best thing that you bought or invested in with money from your I Will Always Love You royalties?
Well, that's a good question. I bought my big office complex down in Nashville, and so I thought, well, this is a wonderful place to be. I bought a property down in what was the black area of town, and it was mostly just black families and people that lived around there, and it was just off the beaten path from 16th Avenue, and I thought, well, I am going to buy this place. It was a whole strip mall, and I thought this is the perfect place for me to be, considering it was Whitney, and so I just thought this was great. I'm just going to be down here with her people, who are my people as well, and so I just love the fact that I spent that money on a complex, and I think this is the house that Whitney built.
That's great. I love it. Thank you, Dolly.
This is sad and really hurts me and my other family. Dolly Parton means a lot to the Black community and to the people in general. You know, like, I've never been sad over a celebrity passing in a very long time. Rest in peace, beautiful.
Only 3 white women on this earth that when they go on to glory, you have to check on me, bro, because I would not be okay. And one of them fucking left. They done took Auntie Dolly. Oh. Oh, they took Auntie Dolly. Oh, my God. Everybody but the orange one, right? Right. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't say my man. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Yeah, Dolly Parton was a real one. For those who know, right? And the fact that she took. Yeah, so I purposely wanted to add Whitney to this, right? So the fact that Dolly Parton, right, did a lot of things that she didn't want people to know that she did, but I make mention to the fact that, so she wrote one of the songs that Whitney Houston made famous, right? The I Will Always Love You, for those who don't know, right? And as a songwriter, she got paid off of that. But what made Dolly special was her heart and the fact that she took the money that she got from that song and she poured it back into the Black community where she was at. For those of you who didn't know, not to mention, like, as a woman, just trailblazing the whole country music scene and just genre and all of those, right? So you have people who fake being nice, and then you have people who genuinely is just nice and giving. And maybe because Dolly came from a big family, huge family, know what I mean? It just gives you a different perspective and on just life and just giving and having and doing for other people. One, and two, it just opens your heart. And so she's one of those ones who just crossed all of the genres, just all of the lines on just who she was as a person, and people loved her for that, right? I was telling them, I was telling someone like a couple weeks ago about like how things were like in the 80s and 90s. Yes, there were some things that weren't great, but at the same time, when it came to music, it wasn't it just people listened to just one thing, and you were able to be a singer from a country genre, and people listen to you. Same way if it was rock or if it was like these different genres or whatever, right? And so Dolly was definitely one of those people who just people listen to Dolly as a singer, as an artist, right? And people love Dolly as a as a person because of her heart and her compassion for all people. You know, I know she has that theme park down there in Tennessee, and she puts huge emphasis on children learning how literacy, learning how to read, and books, or whatever. So I say the world lost a Smoky Mountain queen today when the world lost Dolly Parton. Um, it just seems surreal because she's always been there, right? She's one of those family, aunties or one of those people who just everyone grew up with Dolly, right? And so the the thought that she would one day pass never really crossed anybody's mind because we got so comfortable with having her around, right? And yet a part of me felt that when the news broke about her husband passing, Carl Dean, I just know that oftentimes like when couples have been together for years, for decades, like in Dolly's case with her and her husband who didn't like the spotlight, that love has a way to transcend, right? And for whatever reason, I almost felt like it was only a matter of time. She would follow back behind her because if you've worked in those facilities or just know the one person finds it difficult to live without the other, and we've seen this. You know what I mean? I just I didn't know that Dolly was having health issues or situations that she was having because she kept her private life private, right? And so hence even her marriage to Cardine or whatever, right? But it's sad for us, but I'm happy for them because they get to reunite with each other. Miss you, Dolly.
I don't think I can take much more of this. First Hayden and now Dolly. The wrong white people are dying, and I'm sick and I'm tired of it. Not Jolene. Jolene, please don't take my man, Dolly Parton. Not I will always love you, Dolly. I, I cannot do this right now in the current state of this country. I just can't. Okay, I had to go through this last year. I can't go through this year. I don't understand what's going on with the Grim Reaper. Like, why he can't get it together. Anybody else would have been a lost their job by now. Okay? You have the address. You have the name. And here you go taking Dolly P? Oh my God. I cannot. Now I got to go check on Beyonce because I know she's devastated too. Everybody's devastated. Not give the children books, Dolly. Y'all, 2026, I'm just not going to be able to do. I just cannot.
Dolly Parton is dead. Her publicist confirmed that she died peacefully in Nashville at the age of 80. As of right now, the cause of death has not been released. This feels incredibly sudden because it was just last week that Dolly appeared in a video saying that she was experiencing dizziness and dehydration, and that her doctor had advised her not to travel. She also stated that she had been going through some health issues and that she is working and still healing. My fellow big-breasted queen was so much more than country music. She always presented herself as someone that, She always presented herself as someone that had a big heart. Her imagination library mailed over 270 million free books to children. She helped hundreds of families after the devastating Tennessee wildfires. And she famously donated $1 million towards the research of COVID vaccines. And after losing her husband, Carl Dean, just last year, after 60 years of marriage, she still kept going. There's famous people, and then there's people like Dolly Parton that become a part of the culture. She was fabulous, glamorous, generous, outrageously talented, and humbled, even though she really didn't have to be. Besides Hayden Panettiere, she was another white staple in the Black community. She's gone now, but she will forever be remembered as one of the most beautiful people inside and out. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. You're welcome. I love ya.
Dolly Parton. This is a sick joke. This is a sick joke. This shit ain't funny no more.
This is a joke from hell.
This gotta be a prank. This gotta be a prank. No, Miss Jolene. Miss Jolene better not have done it. You know she was Jolene. Her and her H-cup titties was definitely Jolene. That was she was projecting. This ain't funny. I'm not laughing. I think this is first Hayden Panettiere, Brittany, our white girl, and then now Dolly. This ain't funny. This ain't funny. In 7 business days, they did. God ain't need her that damn bad. No, I know he couldn't wait to meet Dolly,
But damn.
they done took my girl to glory.
R.I.P. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton was one of the good ones, and I quote out of the mouth of Dolly herself. Of course Black lives matter. Do we think our little white asses are the only ones who matter? Dolly was one who understood what it felt like to be ridiculed and criticized just from the way that you look. Dolly was walking around with big titties, hair done, nails done, everything big, hair about big as Marge Simpson. They told Dolly, you can't look like that, you look like trash. Dolly turned around and say they think I'm as silly as I look. And Dolly say by the time they realize I'm probably the smartest person in the room, I done already got the money and I'm gone. Dolly know what it felt like to be looked down upon from the way that you look. Dolly was one of the good ones. She treated everybody like somebody. Dolly say the person that she admired the most growing up was the neighborhood tramp. Cause she loved how she looked. Nails looking good. She wasn't looking homely. Dolly ain't want to look homely. My favorite story about Dolly Parton, of course you know, she originally wrote And I Will Always Love You that Whitney Houston sang. Dolly took millions of dollars of that money that she made, took it to a Black community, invested that money in the Black neighborhood, and nicknamed it the house that Whitney Houston built. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. R.I.P. Dolly Parton.
A lot of men thought I was as silly as I looked, I guess. I look like a woman, but I think like a man. In this world of business, that has helped me a lot because by the time they think that I don't know what's going on, I done got the money and gone.
I'm about to add this bitch over. Why they took my bitch Dolly? Why they took my bitch Dolly off this earth? Yo, first, what's her name from Bring It On? Now my bitch Dolly. I'm about to end this. I'm about to add this bitch over. Jolene, I'm about to I can't even finish my sentence. Somebody call Jolene, because I'm going to air this bitch out right now. Somebody call Jolene. Beyonce!
I can't think of too many white women that we as the black community cry for or even think about. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm being straight up. There's 3 that I could think of. Betty White, Dolly Parton, and Celine Dion. We like them white women. Probably the only 3 that I felt anything seriously moving in my spirit. And so I'm saying what I'm saying because, you know, when certain white people die, they be shocked that black people act the way we act. But we act the way we act with them because they acted right with us. And so Betty White, when she passed, oh yeah, that we felt that. Now Dolly Parton has passed. Oh yes, we felt that. My hair went up. And Celine Dion, thank you so much for staying strong, honey. But when you go, the whole of Jamaica is going to shut the fuck down. I'm just letting you know she is an honorary Jamaican, period and point blank. So, you know, there's certain ones that we just like, and they liked us back. That's why we crying for you, Dolly.
Yeah, y'all, it's true. They didn't took Dolly, y'all. Dolly done gone home to be with the Lord. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, I can't believe you like this woman. Yes, I do. I mess with people that mess with me, all right? In 2020, during the rebellion after George Floyd died, they asked her essentially about Black Lives Matter, and she said, quote, do we think our little white asses are the only ones that matter? No. And then while all them people was essentially disavowing the protests that were happening during a righteous rebellion, she says she understood why people was in the streets. Now, in addition to that, she ran multiple programs for students to read. She was a humanitarian, all around just kind, nice person. Like, we really mess with Dolly. We like Dolly, and I'm surprised they took Dolly and not, never mind. But Dolly is gone. Now, her husband did die last year, and she was very open about the struggle she was having, kind of adjusting to the loss of the love of her life, because they had been together for decades upon decades upon decades. But yeah, y'all, it is true. Dolly Parton is dead at age 80, and I will be doing a deep dive on her legacy because I love me some Dolly.
The reason why I'm sick about this Dolly Parton shit is because my girl, generationally, was really here for everybody. Like, Miley Cyrus introduced me to Dolly Parton. And then, like, Whitney was different. For black folks, Whitney wasn't the bodyguard girl. She was, you know, Waiting to Exhale, Preacher's Wife, all of that. This time around, I'm not okay. I really need y'all to know that I'm not.
Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Like, that's actually crazy. And I do just want to say that I feel like this is basically evidence of a shift that's currently happening within Hollywood and entertainment as a whole. Like, all of these recent celebrity passings, and honestly, I would go back a little further than just this year even, but I feel like a lot of these celebrity passings are almost like signifying the end of an era. And like the end of an era of all eras. And I'm not saying the world is ending, but it's just like the energy surrounding entertainment in Hollywood is definitely changing. And I feel like it's going to basically change in a way where things will be totally different than they have been. And it will never be going back to what it was. I just feel like there is clear evidence of a shift happening here. And obviously in this case, like, Dolly Parton was older. And I understand that. But still, something about it energetically, I feel like it's literally a shift specifically within entertainment / Hollywood. And like, all of these recent passings are just signifying that to me. And I feel like a lot of these passings are really heavy. But whatever is happening, we're shifting into a new space, into a new place. And things are going to change, and they will never go back to how they used to be. And it will be changed for however long after the fact. But I just feel like this is clearly us shifting out of one era and entering a new one that's completely different and separate and looks way different and is not going back to the other one at all. Like, I feel like that's what these celebrity passings are actually signifying, more than just, you know, like these people passing away. It's like, I feel like it's energetic. I feel like it's almost spiritual. Like, something is going on. And there's definitely a change and a shift occurring, specifically within media and entertainment and Hollywood. Yeah.
Now, as expected, Black people are devastated about Dolly Parton's passing, and because we're devastated, you know, we have to bring a sense of humor into everything. Why you keep taking the good white people? You have so many options down here. I will be wearing my boobs out until further notice in Dolly's honor. Dolly Parton's dead. I'ma whoop the Grim Reaper's ass. Let me go get my bangs cut like Solange. Because he obviously thinks somebody playing with him. Wrong, white, you dumb, MF. My granddaddy said, wasn't but 3 white women going to heaven. Mother Teresa, Princess Diana, and Dolly Parton. Black people love Dolly Parton, and she did not play about us. May the choicest angels carry her to rest. Not Dolly. The wrong white, the wrong 80-year-old. At this point, Grim Reaper, let's just fight. Clearly, Black people, we love Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton is a top 3 favorite white person within the Black community. She's not 3, and she's certainly not 2. So with her passing, it feels like a loss within the family. When Whitney Houston did her rendition of I Will Always Love You, because remember, that is simply a cover from the original that Dolly sang. The media was trying to make it seem like there was a rivalry between Dolly and Whitney, but Dolly put all that to rest. She gave Whitney her flowers and her praise for breathing new life into the song. And the money that Dolly earned, the royalty money that Dolly earned from Whitney doing the song, she used that money to invest in Black communities. And she dubbed that as the house that Whitney built. And then some 30 years later, when Beyonce came out with Cowboy Carter, her rendition of Jolene, all Dolly had was love for her, while some members within country music were complaining that Cowboy Carter wasn't authentically country. Like half of the country music out there is authentically country. And when something was wrong in the world, she wasn't afraid to speak on it. When George Floyd was murdered, she wasn't afraid to say that Black lives mattered. Of course, putting her own Dolly spin on it, but that's why we loved her. She was so real and authentic. When she realized that the title of her restaurant gave off racist connotations, she immediately changed it. But overall, we just loved how charitable and philanthropic she was. I think I read somewhere that she gave away, or donated, I should say, 150 million books around the world. That's insane. But she was truly one of those people who tried to make the world a better place, and it's sad that she's no longer with us.
Listen, I don't think y'all understand. Dolly Parton was a very much an important part, highly respected, highly regarded member of the Black community. Like, Dolly was one of us. She was invited to the cookout. She was invited to the family reunion. Hell, she was probably cooking at the family reunion. Like, she was very much no nonsense, like all the aunties and aunties I grew up with. It may not be long, but there is a list of white women that Black people do not play about. And Dolly Parton was surely on that list. Dolly, you will be missed by many. You will be missed by a lot. But please know, the Black community will always love you.
And just when I thought we could end the month of August on a peaceful note, Dolly Parton just left us. What do you mean? This is the type of shit that, like, I know it's gonna happen, but like, why today? Like, especially being a Hannah Montana fan and growing up watching it and also listening to her music, because she really, like, she's the one who put me onto country music for real. Oh, I'm so sad. And the thing that really made me fall in love with her even more is the things that she did for her community throughout her career. Like, I can't believe, like, why her? Oh my God, I'm so sick about this.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys literally enjoyed all of that clip. And honestly, I want to send my condolences to every single person that is affected with this death, because this has been one of the deaths that has literally speak good about some white people. Dolly Parton is not just a person that just sings music. She's also a white woman that advocates for every single gender, no matter who you are, be it gay, be it this, be it that. She literally stands for you. Dolly Parton has been one person as well, one of the rare white women that have literally stood as well for Black Americans. She understood the pains, she understood the history. So that is why when I saw some people in the comment section saying, oh, why are Black Americans reacting the way they are reacting? What's so special about Dolly Parton? I just told myself, they don't understand the impact that this woman has made. And one of the most important thing in life is when you are no longer around, when you are gone, what will people literally remember you with? Are they going to remember you with good? Are they going to remember you with evil? Are they going to remember you with, just ask yourself that particular question, because this woman has lived and she is literally an icon that a lot of people admire. And for that, we want to give her kudos and then read out her history background for those ones that will not know so many things about her, because a lot of people might just be hearing the music but not knowing her background. But for those ones that have literally known a lot about her, please also drop us in the comment section anyone we did not meet up with. So here it is. Who is Dolly Parton? Dolly Parton is one of the most recognizable American entertainer of the modern era. She is a singer, a songwriter, a musician, an actress, an actor, television personality, entrepreneur, and a philanthropist whose career has lasted more than 6 decades. What makes her story particularly remarkable is where she started. Dolly was born into a very poor family in the Appalachian, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well, mountain of Tennessee. She grew up in a small cabin within modern convenience and was one of 12 children. From the environment, she eventually built an international entertainment career. The Country Music Hall of Fame described her journey as one in which she transformed success as a country songwriter and singer into pop stardom, acting, business, and philanthropies. Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Her birth and family. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born on January 19, 1946 in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, near the Great Smoky Mountain. She was the fourth of 12 children born to Robert Lynn Parton, Sr. and Avril Lynn Owens Parton. Her family lives in a remote Appalachian community near Sarahville, Tennessee. Her childhood home was extremely modest. The family cabin has no electricity or indoor plumbing, and the family faced serious financial hardship. Her father worked hard at various jobs to provide for the family, while her mother was deeply connected to music and storytelling. Music was therefore part of Dolly's environment from an early stage. Her mother sang traditional songs and taught her children religional musics and old Appalachian ballad. Dolly's grandfather was a preacher, and a feud. Several of Dolly's siblings eventually became involved into music as well. Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Dolly's childhood poverty became one of the most important influence on her songwriting. She later turned many childhood experience into songs. Rather than hiding her background, she incorporated it into a public identity. One of the clearest examples is Coat of Many Colors. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me. The song tells the story of her mother making her a coat from a piece of fabric because the family couldn't afford to buy her an expensive clothes. When Dolly wore it to school, some children made fun of her because it wasn't store-bought. Instead of simply remembering the experience as humiliation, Dolly transformed it into one of the most famous songs. The song became a country hit and eventually one of the defining pieces of her musical identity. Her Appalachian upbringing also gave her a strong connection to storytelling, family, religion, poverty, love, heartbreak, and perseverance. These subjects would appear repeatedly throughout her career. Dolly began performing while she was still a child. Her uncle, Bill Owens, played a particularly important role in helping her develop a career in music. He recognized her talent and helped her obtain a guitar. By approximately age 10, Dolly was already appearing on radio and television programs. In Connortville, Tennessee, she wasn't simply singing for fun. She had developed a very specific ambition. She wanted to become a professional entertainer. The Country Music Hall of Fame notes that by age 10, she was performing regular on radio and television. One of the most important early moments of Dolly's career happened when she was 13 years old. She made her debut at the legendary Grand Ole Parade in Nashville. Getting into the stage wasn't easy because of her age. She initially faced resistance from upper management. Dolly and her uncle Bill Owens pursued singer Jamie C. Newman to give her one of his performance slots. She eventually appeared on upper stage. This was a major milestone because of the Grand Ole Parade was remain one of the most important institutions in country music. Dolly began recording professionally while she was still a teenager. She recorded a single for a Louisiana label and later recorded for Mercury Records in Nashville. This early record did not immediately make her stars, but Dolly continued. One important characteristic of her career became obvious very early. Rejection didn't convince her to abandon her goals. After graduating from high school, she decided that Nashville was where she needed to be. In 1964, immediately after graduating from high school, Dolly moved to Nashville. She was only 18. Nashville was the center of the country music industry, and Dolly believed that she needed to be there if she wanted to become a professional songwriter and a performer. Interestingly, on her first day in Nashville, she met a man who would become her husband, Carl Dean, at a laundromat. They married in 1966. Dolly's relationship with Carl has remained remarkably private compared with many other celebrity marriage. Dolly's songwriting ability became one of the most major reasons she eventually became famous. Before she became a major record star, other performers began recording her composition. In 1966, two songs she has written with her uncle Bill Owens became top 10 hits for singer Bill Philip. This helped establish Dolly as a serious songwriter. She was not merely a performer who depended on other writers. She could write her own stories, modesty, and lyrics. The ability would eventually become one of the foundation of her anonymous career. Dolly breakthrough came in 1967. Television country star Porter Wonoga was looking for a replacement for his former female singer partner Norma Jean. Dolly joined Porter. They changed her career. She became a regular television performer and gained exposure to millions of country music fans. Dolly and Porter became an extremely successful musician partnership. Their contrasting personality also helped make the show popular. Dolly glamorous appearance and distinct voice stood out against Porter traditional country styles. Although working with Porter Wagoner helped launch Dolly's career, she eventually wanted independence. She was becoming a major star in her own right. The relationship between Dolly and Porter eventually became complicated. Dolly wanted to leave the television show and establish herself independently. The song has become the emotional centerpiece of their separate was I Will Always Love You. And I will always love you. Oh my God. Dolly wrote that song as a farewell to Porter. She was essentially telling him that she loved and appreciated what she has done for her, but that she needed to move forward. The song became a massive success. Dolly eventually left Wanga Porter show in 1974. The early and mid-70s were among the most important years of Dolly's country music career. Her song began dominating the country charts. Among other songs were Joshua, Jolene, Love is Like a Butterfly, I Will Always Love You, The Bargain Store, Coat of Many Colors. Her song generally became particularly famous. It tells the story of a woman desperately asking another woman not to take the man she loves. The song emotionally simple and memorably melody helped mix in Dolly's signature recording. One of the Dolly's greatest accomplishments as a songwriter was I Will Always Love You. Dolly originally wrote and recorded the song in connection with her professional separation from Porter Wagoner, but the song eventually became much larger than its original contents. In 1992, Whitney Houston recorded a dramatic version of it for the film The Bodyguard. Houston recorded became worldwide phenomenon. It reached #1 and introduced Dolly's songwriter to an enormous international audience. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame notes that the song reached #1 through Dolly's version and later through Whitney Houston. Dolly eventually decided that she didn't want to remain confident in traditional country music and decided to create controversy. Some people in Nashville believe she was moving too far away from her country roots, but Dolly continued. In 1977, album Here You Come Again became an important crossover project. It helped produce Dolly to a much larger audience, pop audience. The album became her first million-selling album and earned her first Grammy Award. Dolly didn't stop with music. She began moving into acting. Her first major film role came in 1980 when she appeared alongside John Florida and Lily Tomlin in the movie 95. Dolly played Darlene Road. The film was a major success. Dolly also wrote and performed in the song 95. The song became one of the most famous recorded and earned her major award recognition. It demonstrated something important about Dolly's career. She wasn't simply becoming a singer who acted. She was learning how to build a broader entertainment brand. Following the 95, Dolly appeared in several other films. Among others were The Best Line Warhouse in Texas, Renal Store, Steel Mongolia, Straight Talk, Joyful Noise. Her performance in Steel Mongolia was particularly memorable. The film became loved American classic, and Dolly demonstrated that she could hold her own alongside major dramatic actors. One of the less appreciated parts of Dolly's story in her business ability, she didn't build her career solely around record sales. She developed business, entertainment property, published interest, merchandise, and tourism venture. In 1985, Dolly became involved in the development of a major team in Park, Tennessee. The park eventually became Dolly's name after her. This is located near her hometown in East Tennessee. Dollywood became much more than an amusement park. It became a major tourism attraction and an important economic institution in the region. Dolly used her celebrity and business influence to help turn the associated area with childhood into a destination of millions visitors. A Country Music Hall of Fame described Dolly Hall as one of the leading tourist attraction in the South and highlights its economic importance to East Tennessee. After spending years experiencing with pubs and mainstream entertainment, Dolly eventually returned strongly to traditional country, folks, and bluegrass music. In late 90s, she began releasing critical acclaimed bluegrass album. Her 1999 album, The Grass is Blue, was especially important. It won a Grammy for the best bluegrass album and was named Album of the Year by International Bluegrass Music Association. She followed its projects including Little Sparrow and Horace and Horns. Dolly has collaborated with many important women in the country music. One of the most famous collaborations was Tyro. An album she made was Emmy Logs Harris and Linda Ronstadt. The three women combined their voice to create one of the most respected female vocal collaboration in country music. Dolly also recorded with Loretta Lynn and Tammy Wynette. The collaboration helped reinforce her position as one of the most important women in American country music. Perhaps Dolly's most influential philanthropist project is Dolly Parton Imaginary Library. She founded it in 1995. The program was originally created to encourage young children to develop a love of reading. Children from birth through age 5 and receive free books through participating communities. The program inspired partly by Dolly's father. She reportedly nearly learned to read, but strongly valued education and wanted his children to become readers. The program began in her home region of Tennessee. It eventually expanded beyond Tennessee. Today, it operates across all 50 U.S. states and its country and with other countries including Canada, Australia, Ireland, and United Kingdom. The Country Music Hall of Fame reports that the program has contributed more than 178 million books. Wow. Dolly created the Dollywood Foundation in 1988. The organization became a vehicle for many of the charitable activities. The Imaginary Library became the flagship program. The significance became Dolly didn't simply donate money occasionally. She created institutions compatible of continuing charitable works on a large scale. Dolly became an associate with medical research during COVID-19 pandemic, donated money to Vanguard Build University Medical Center to support COVID-19 research. That research contributed to work surrounding the mother vaccine. Her donation became widely discussed because the research she supported was connected to development of the vaccine. It became another example of Dolly directing and wealth towards projects intending to benefit the public. Dolly has also written books. Her creativity work extend beyond music. She has published children books, minor related works, and books connected to songs and life. Her storytelling ability has always been central to her identity. In many ways, her song fictions like miniature stories. She writes about poor families, mothers, daughters, lovers, workers, outsiders, dreams, heartbreak, and people trying to survive difficult circumstances. Dolly's songwriting is perhaps the foundation of everything else. She has written hundreds of songs. Her composition had been recorded by activists across multiple generations. Her songs have moved between countries, pop, bluegrass, gospel, folk, rocks, film soundtracks, musical theater. Her song often sounds simple but contain extreme clear storytelling. Songs such as Jolene Neal, Coat of Many Colors, 9 to 5, I Will Always Love You, and The Seeker demonstrate her ability to turn into ordinary experience into memorable stories. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describe her as a songwriter whose work across genres and media while maintaining a distinct identity. Dolly also entertained music theater. She wrote the music and lyrics of Broadway Music 9 to 5, the musician based on the film. The production opened on the Broadway in 2009. Her work earned her a Tony Award nomination of the Best Original Score. Dolly has received an extraordinary numbers of awards, some of most significant. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall in 1999. She entered Nashville Songwriting Hall of Fame in 1986. She was included into Songwriting Hall in 2001. In 2005, she received the National Medal of Arts, one of the highest honor the U.S. government give artists. She received the prestigious Kennedy Center honor in 2006. The Recording Academy has a Life Achievement Award in 2011. Despite being primarily identified with country music, Dolly inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002. She initially experienced hesitation and nomination because she did not consider herself as a traditional rock performance, but ultimately accepted and honored the participated in the country. One of the most fascinating things about Dolly is that becoming wealthy and famous did not cause her to completely reject where she came from. Instead, she repeatedly returned to it. Her childhood mountains appears throughout her music. She has written about Appalachian poverty. She was incorporated. She established major businesses in East Tennessee and so on. Dolly developed an unmistakable public image, and it is sad that today we can say that Dolly is no more. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Follow for more. I will see you in my next one. Bye for now. May our soul continue to rest in peace. Amen.